Those who come from this country will be telling you that I come from Siaya Kababa, whatever that means. Of course, the great effort they've actually been putting in for the last couple of months in terms of just putting together this international trade investment conference is actually now showing, as you can actually see on the screen, pictures that are actually on the screen, is the preparations. This is the main pavilion where everything is actually set, and what awaits is for the delegates to start, of course, streaming in as starting tomorrow, because today is just the registration day, people checking in, ensuring that they have their space and what have you. This is the main pavilion, and of course the arrangements of the seating tells you that a high-ranking dignitary will be amongst those who will actually be attending this conference, and that high-ranking dignitary is actually the President, William Ruto, as of course we were told yesterday by the Siaya Governor, James Agri Bob Orengo. And you can also see on the farthest is actually the breakaway rooms that, of course, people will be discussing various issues or thematic areas in terms of just ensuring that indeed this conference achieves what it's supposed to achieve. But also, not far away from where we are, Vivian, is where the exhibitions are, and we are told that all the exhibition boxes have actually been bought by local and foreign investors, and that, of course, speaks to what leaders in this county have actually been saying for the last 1 month or so, that there's been some great interest in terms of just people wanting to come to Siaya County and being part and parcel of this noble idea of putting forward what Siaya County has to offer, and eventually, of course, seeing the possibilities of investing in some of those initiatives. I can also say that indeed there's been some great effort in terms of ensuring that just everything is in line with the law, and as we were told also yesterday by the governor, that indeed they've actually consulted or engaged security personnel in terms of ensuring that everything is actually fine and security is top-notch. We've been working around, and what you see is that each and every area there's a policeman who is actually taking advantage position in terms of just ensuring that indeed they keep this space safe. Remember that today is the day that delegates are expected to start streaming in. They're coming in, taking accreditation, taking their spaces, and ensuring that everything is in place, of course, before the ball starts rolling tomorrow. But of course, on the set, we have the CEC trader, Grace Agola, who's actually been part and parcel over the planning committee. The lady was actually been hands-on in terms of ensuring that this conference is what it's supposed to be. And of course, it'll be shedding more light in terms of the expectations. The efforts have actually been put in, the challenges, and eventually, after this conference, what they intend to achieve. Welcome, Madam CEC.
Thank you so much.
Yes, the hard work that has actually been put in for the last couple of months is not showing on your face. Does it mean that you are actually up to task in terms of ensuring that this thing rolls into motion?
Thank you so much. It should not show in my face. It should show in the real action.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yes. And indeed it's showing. Yes. And indeed it's showing. So in terms of people who will actually be coming for this conference, just give us an insight in terms of the response, in terms of the investors and exhibitors who actually come out to want to be part and parcel of this conference.
Thank you so much. I'll say that the response has been very positive. And even up to yesterday, we had to close the website for registration on exhibitors because we had run out of spaces. We have gotten a number of investors cutting across, from government agencies to corporates and even to private sectors. So it has been a very positive response, I would say.
That speaks to what we've had for the last couple of days in Siaya County, in terms of the interest and the uniqueness of this county. That tells you that investors, both local and, of course, foreign, have actually been looking for an opportunity to invest in this country. What has actually been keeping us behind?
I wouldn't want to say what has been keeping us behind, but most of us have not been thinking in those lines. I want to say that the fact that Siaya used to be Kisumu, part of Kisumu. It was a district under Kisumu. We've been laid back and being comfortable because the distance from here to Kisumu city has been short. And most people feel comfortable staying there because of good schools and all that. But we realize as an economy, we cannot be paying people and all their children go to school in Kisumu, they stay in Kisumu, so our money is spent elsewhere. Now we want to own them, bring them back through the housing system, through the good ECDs and schools, so that they come and start working and making sure that the economy and the money is being used here.
What is the selling point? What is this so unique about Siaya County that an investor out there looking from outside will say that indeed this is what I want to do in Siaya County, or you'll actually be walking around in a pamphlet telling investors that this is what you need to come and do in Siaya County?
One thing that people do not know is that Siaya County does have more than one lake. In fact, there are 3 lakes. And one of the lakes is very unique, the Lake Kanyaboli, which is Oxbow Lake. Has unique fish, it is in a very unique site, and it should be unattractive. And if we can, like for example, attract an investor to do an eco-city there, it will be a world-class place to go and visit, because apart from just having that, we have the bird watching, and we also have the delta that can really be producing a lot of food for this county and this country. Secondly, Siaya County has a unique thing of cotton. We might not be currently strong in cotton, but I can tell you that our cotton is the best. Because as we speak, even right now, thicker cloth milling comes to pick the little that we produce, because it's very nice. So in terms of uniqueness, even production of cotton is unique. Siaya has a very fertile soil, and I would say we are strong in agriculture. And we are looking into doing what is called agro-processing. And in agro-processing, we are very specific. We want to produce rice, we want to produce cotton, and oil crops. In oil crops, what we are zeroing in is avocado, sunflower, and palm oil. And then when you look at food security, we are also zeroing in on production of cassava. If all these things are done and aggregated to make the markets, then people who are doing them, regardless of the size of your shamba, will be able to sell and make money. And we'll register them in form of cooperatives. So those are some
of the unique areas. Yes. In agriculture, and I want to specifically dwell on that, agriculture is good. And one of the major challenges that we've actually had in agriculture, Madam CEC, is the value addition aspect. And we find that in most situations, our farmers go into their farms till have food, but wastage in terms of post-harvest is immense. Then how do we ensure that indeed the value addition line is actually up to task in terms of ensuring that indeed there's very minimal wastage, but also farmers can actually get more from their toil?
Thank you so much. In Siaya, currently as we speak, we have what is called Cooperative Development Fund, which we are rolling out. And this one is supposed to produce to help cooperatives in production, in whichever area they are doing, so that they will be able to sell their products immediately after they produce, and ensure that they get value for their money. So I'm looking into it that the Cooperative Development Fund and also the trainings that they are being given, and the farming, because they are being given subsidies, should be able to uplift the production of produces in farming.
To achieve this, of course, there will be need for engagement with the agricultural department in terms of extension services. We have actually heard from members of the public across the country lamenting on issues of agricultural extension services, that at times it is actually difficult to access some of those services. How is it in Siaya County?
In Siaya County, we've engaged the agricultural extension services immensely.
Do we have enough capacity in terms of ensuring that farmers can get, because at times we are told that yes, we have agricultural extension officers, but what you do is that you find them in the office seated the entire day, one, because there's no fuel, there's no mobility in terms of going to the field, and even if you try to get them, you will not get them. So just paint for us a picture of exactly how is it in Siaya that those investors that actually want to invest in the agricultural sector can actually have confidence in saying that yes, I'll go there and I'll get these services.
Yes, there is, because currently as we speak, There's the NAV CDP, who has already even given us a backing in terms of extension services and trainings. So I will tell the investors that are coming that we have very dedicated extension officers, yes, in the ground. Yeah.
Fantastic. The other question then I would ask you is about licensing.
Yes.
Licensing is the biggest problem in terms of at the county level, where you find a small hotel is supposed to have at least 4 or 5 licenses before they operate. Or there's one for medical, there's one for this aspect. Just tell us how we're going to streamline this to ensure that indeed, be it one stop or be it aligning our policies in terms of ensuring that even as traders come here, they're actually in a position to get what they want quick, fast, and not, be subjected to bureaucracy to a level where you cannot actually get some of this certification.
Thank you so much. That is in course, I would say, because first as a county and also as a department, we work together with Kenya Investment Authority to create what is called e-procedure, so that whoever wants to get his license can also even go through the website and just get to know what exactly is expected. He can pay, and then he gets the receipt. So it is being digitized, and it shouldn't be even something that we go to the office to go and ask. Yeah. So that should make everybody easy, unless it's a very special case that requires now the county intervention. Yeah.
Attached to that is also corruption, because you find that in situations where you want to get those certificates, those licenses, in most situations you'll find it very difficult to find them, and what creeps in is actually try to cut corners. Just paint for us a picture in terms of ensuring that indeed even those that are actually coming out, that they're not engaging some of these bottlenecks as they try to get certifications.
Paying licenses is done through the bank. After you have paid your license, you get your receipt. So I don't know at what point will somebody want to cut corners, because they already printed, it's already in the system and in the website. So you look at what you are paying, you go pay, and you get your receipt. Because even that payment alone in itself is a legal document.
Fantastic. You talked about the uniqueness of the county, and some of the issues that you've actually raised are Oxbow, lakes, and of course what is actually found there. Kindly, if there's any other unique thing, because there are people who will come here and they don't want to stop at the cultural or the tourism bit, but they also want to venture into other areas. So what are some of these unique things that you will actually encourage people to come and actually invest in Siaya County?
First, I would want to encourage people to come and invest in energy. Because as we want to manufacture, energy is a very important question. So, and as you can see, we are in Equator area, so there's a lot of sunshine. Come and invest in energy. Secondly, when you look at, we have the Lihanda space, we have the Nandu Falls, those are energy spaces. So that is also unique to Siaya. Apart from that, there's rice farming, and there's cotton farming, and then there's fish, blue economy. We have the lake besides us. We have the most clear water lake sites in this side of the Lake Victoria. And we'll want to encourage them to come and do the mines, so that the hotel industry can also thrive in Siaya. Yes.
A way of, one of the ways of ensuring that we move these gains that we've actually gained here in this conference is actually engaging local investors, ensuring that they actively participate in what we are doing, and subsequently move those gains to a higher level. Any specific programs that we have in terms of ensuring that, one, we enhance their capacity, but two, we leverage on the gains that we've actually made in this conference to ensure that indeed we push this thing to the next level?
Thank you so much. First, when we started the discussion for this conference, we did start with the local community, the business people. We called for the meeting. That one was last year. And we talked to them, and they felt that it is high time they also engage beyond their borders, because they also realize that they are limited in resources. Secondly, after that, we also called for a meeting with the donor community. And we tabled our discussions with them, and they also came and said, yes, it is high time now we venture into Siaya. Then beyond that, we also called a meeting with the high leadership of this county. We talked with them, and they also endorsed this conference. After that, we also called a meeting with the professionals of Siaya County, and they're also happy. And because of this, again, we called now the MSME and SME businesses again in Siaya, just to tell them that what we started now is coming to fruition. And all of them came and they said, yes, we want. So to make sure that they are participating, we have prepared B2B. The discussions that will be ongoing is about how they can interact with this international community and the other investors to ensure that they also come to Siaya. What do they have to offer for them to come? Because we are looking at where the locals can work together with the foreigners to make their organizations bigger or create bigger organizations.
Are there specific incentives that you're actually giving the foreigners that are actually coming, and even the locals that actually want to produce here and actually sell out their products?
Yes, the first thing is, investment, you can't invest in air. You have to invest in land. So as a county government, we are offering land for those who are ready, investors, and we are giving them a time frame for what we would want to say that until they are able to stand before they start paying the rates that we would want it to come, the cost. And also we are looking into we are saying that if you are coming, there are certain percentage of workforce that should be from local. And local employees are reasonably cheaper than exporting them. So why would you export people, yet we have our own resources, human beings that are also capable? So we are offering that and telling them that we have young, youthful employees to work with. Also, when you look at the issue of electricity, that's why we are requesting and we are looking into an investor that can invest in electricity and offer it at a lower price, because currently the policy allows. So those are the areas that we are looking into, and especially the electricity part of it will really play a great role. Then infrastructure, we've really done roads, and we have also water. So those are areas that we are looking into it, that any investor who comes can settle very fast.
You've talked about the youth and their involvement.
Yes.
Especially when investors are actually coming, and you're saying some of the cheap labor they can actually get, right? Which is great. But I want to know the level of engagement by the youth in this particular conference, and also going forward, some of the incentives that we actually have for them in terms of ensuring that yes, the youth are being involved, but not just as ushers, not just as cheap labor, and also not just as entertainers, but actually people who will make serious gains from this conference.
For your information is that we have a youth hub, which is now situated in Bondo. And as we speak, the youths have been engaged in that area so that their innovation can be presented even to the president. So we are looking youth involvement in terms of innovation and in terms of creativity, so that what they have, they can present to the world. We're also looking in youth even in agriculture itself, so that the farm should not only remain for the wood. So we are making agriculture be a nice thing, beautiful, even to the youth. So there are those who are already involved, and you are looking even...
I am tempted to ask how so. How are you making agriculture more beautiful? How are you making it more attractive to the youth? Because when you're talking about agriculture, it is something that is actually gaining traction in terms of the youth wanting to engage in it. But still, there are other hiccups that actually surround the engagement and involvement of youth in agriculture. And I will tell you, space, capital, and even just accessing some of these markets, right? Yet there are platforms that can actually assist them in this, in e-commerce and everything that surrounds sale of their products, right? So what exactly are we engaging in to ensure that indeed we make this agriculture more attractive for the youth?
First is training. You can see where we are sitting here is Siaya National Polytechnic. When you move around, you see a lot of agriculture, be it coffee, banana, all types of crops. So they are getting that training. Those who have interest in agriculture get that training. Secondly, we encourage the youth to get into cooperatives. We have cooperative development funds, which is going to be rolled out and giving them funds to start off. So they are going to have a startup fund, because under normal financial institutions, startup funds is not easy. So we are offering that for the youth. Thirdly, I've just told you that the hub, innovation hub that we are creating here in Siaya, is also something that is ongoing. So we want to see youth being active. And thirdly, when these agro-processing companies are coming in, all these youths ought to be absorbed in this organization, so that we have our youths around building our county, making a difference within this.
Fantastic. Just in conclusion, probably something that you need to tell those that actually want to attend this conference before we close. So I'll give you 1 minute before we close.
Thank you so much. First, I want to say that Siaya International Trade and Investment Conference, CITICO, is ready, mature, and I will call all the interested investors, the participants and delegates to come to help us build Siaya, because the future is in Siaya, and we are here for you. Feel most welcome. Thank you.
Grace Agola, the CEC of Trade, Siaya County, of course, are just breaking it down for us in terms of what they have prepared for the investors, both local and international, the incentives. Of course, the startup fund that she says is specifically structured towards encouraging youth to be part and parcel of the SMEs and, of course, agriculture, but more importantly, calling on each and every person out there to come and invest in Siaya, because she says Siaya is a place to invest. Just to remind you that indeed they have prepared a war chest of about 250 billion shillings in terms of investment that they're saying come and tap into this vast potential. My name is Chola Simon. Of course, I take it back to Broadcasting House